Hey, what's going on, guys? I want to go ahead and talk about this Carlee Russell situation because it looks like we finally have the truth of what really happened. And basically, it looks like she's another Jussie Smollett. And I hate it when things like this happen because, you guys know what it is. Black people who go missing rarely get covered in the news. Let's just tell it like it is. It rarely happens. So the fact that it finally does happen, I mean, seriously, I can't remember the last time a missing black person made national news. I really can't remember the last time it happened. Now, I know you got two black people in the news right now. You got the brother over in North Korea. I guess he somehow stepped over the border between South Korea and North Korea. So now he's in custody. That made national news. And then now you got this black woman named Carlee Russell, who it now appears that she basically lied. She's the next Jussie Smollett. For those who don't know, I'm sure you guys know because this is out of Chicago where I'm from. Jussie Smollett is an actor, famous actor, basically came out and lied, created this whole crazy story saying that two racist Trump supporters tied him up and beat him up and caused harm to him because he's gay and blah, blah, blah. Chicago police did a full investigation. It turned out he staged that himself and he paid the two guys to tie him up and beat him up. So I guess it could somehow help his career. Anyway, crazy story. So now we got this new situation with Carlee Russell out of Alabama. Let me go ahead and give you guys a timeline just in case you don't know what's going on. So this is a 25-year-old black woman, okay? So what happened was on July 13th, Carlee Russell called police at approximately 9:30 p.m. and she told the police that she allegedly had seen a toddler walking along I-459 near exit 10 in Hoover, which that should already be red flag number one. I mean, I live in Chicago. It's a huge city. When do you ever just see a random toddler walking on the road? Like, come on, that's absolutely insane. So that was already a huge red flag. And then it says here, Russell, who had reportedly just gotten off work at Woodhouse Spa, Birmingham earlier that night, called a family member as well to tell them she was going to see what it was, according to police. When police arrived at Russell's presumed location, she was nowhere to be found. Her car and belongings were, however, parked on the interstate. Then you fast forward to the next day, July 14th. The Alabama law enforcement agency issues a missing persons advisory for Russell. So they took this very seriously. They're like, okay, this person's missing. We're going to put out the missing persons notice. And they offered a $25,000 reward in connection with information to Russell's whereabouts. So when this first happened, they made it seem like she got kidnapped. It was a human trafficking thing. Absolutely crazy story. Now it says on July 15th, police reported that Carlee Russell had been located safely and returned home. Then July 16th, police released a timeline of what led up to Russell's disappearance. And they basically launched an investigation because they're like, okay, let's go ahead and see what happened. And then fast forward to July 19th, we had an official press conference from the Alabama Police Department or whatever the county she's in or whatever. I don't know, but whatever. The Alabama Police Department. They basically came out and without directly saying it, they're basically saying that it looks like she lied. Literally, that's what happened. So according to the investigation by the police, Carlee Russell Googled how to end up on an Amber Alert, maximum age for Amber Alert, before she went missing. Carlee Russell also stole money. She stole a bathrobe and she stole toilet paper from her job before she disappeared. Police also believe that there's no kidnappers or possible threats to the community still at large, which they basically mean that they think she's lying. They don't think there's any threat. They think this girl just made the story up. And unfortunately, she probably didn't expect it to become national news, but that's what ended up happening. Let me tell you guys what else they found. She also searched on Google how to take money from a register without being caught. And then she also apparently got a one-way ticket from Birmingham to Nashville. So again, absolutely insane story here. The bottom line is the police department do not believe her. It says right here, according to the police press conference, they said we've been unable to verify most of Carlee's initial statement made to investigators, but we have no reason to believe there is a threat to public safety related to this particular case. So basically what's going on here is they just downright don't believe her. That is just simple as that. They don't believe her. Now you got people on the internet who don't believe her. To be honest with you, I don't believe her. I think as soon as I heard the story, if you guys are wondering why I never spoke out or said anything about this story, well, when the story first happened, I didn't really believe it, to be honest with you. This is literally just like Jussie Smollett all over again. But unfortunately, in the black community, when you use common sense and you immediately come to a conclusion, they get mad at you. They really do. I've seen it. I've already seen it. People are already getting mad on Twitter like, why y'all saying that girl lying? Let the investigation play out, blah, 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 which I understand some of that. Like, yes, the investigation should play out, but I also have a brain, and very few random toddlers just running around on the interstate. Like, yeah, okay. So I'm sorry, I never believed the story. As soon as I heard that it was about a toddler running on the interstate, I immediately said, yeah, it's probably a lie. That's really what I thought. I thought it was a lie. I thought that was a ridiculous story. Just like when Jussie Smollett in Chicago said that 2 Trump supporters, yeah, a whole lot of Trump supporters walking around in super far left Democrat Chicago. Yeah, it makes a whole lot of sense. Jussie Smollett said that 2 Trump supporters who are racist with a freaking noose tied him up and beat him up in Chicago. It's like, that would never happen. Now, don't get me wrong. There are a lot of Trump supporters in Illinois. They're just not in Chicago. They're in the suburbs. And again, I live in Chicago. They're in the suburbs. They are, further down, like an hour away from the city and all that, like some of these other little weird counties. I never go like an hour or 2 hours outside the city, so I don't even know most of those towns. But I know a lot of central Illinois and southern Illinois. And if you go to like the suburbs of Chicago, so we're talking like Naperville, Wheaton, you know what I mean? Addison, Lombard, those are where the Trump supporters are. They're not downtown. It's mostly Democrat. Okay. So that's the bottom line. So yeah, very unfortunate situation. We have another story of somebody who just downright lied, except in this situation, I'm sure she had no idea that her story would go viral. I don't know what her motive is. I don't know what she was thinking or planning to do or what her end game was. But the bottom line is, she's basically a liar. So I don't know when the police are going to give us another update or let us know what's going on, but I'm sure at some point we're going to get an update where they're just going to straight up come out and say, yeah, this girl lied. Like, she's crazy. And they might even go after her criminally and press charges. I mean, that's the stuff that happens. You can't lie about serious stuff like this. You cannot make a 911 call and lie and say, oh, this happened, that happened. That is against the law. So crazy situation, but that's kind of what you got. Anyway, that'll go ahead and conclude today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.